numbers, birth dates, all this information that is to be kept private. And we entrust them to do that, okay? Persons are such things that were not created by God, but were created by man or something under man, like a sheriff, a treasurer, something that does not organically or naturally exist in the world, but comes from the minds of man. All right? These are not alive. And below that you have corporations, which are dead. They are not alive. You do not want to be one of these. Okay? The central bank does something called loans with interest, because they are for profit. They are there to make themselves richer. So they have something called a conflict of interest. Which is the opposite of honor and integrity. Two things that a nation has to have to be worth its anything, to have anything, to be respected, to be trusted. These have to be had, both right here. All right. I want to explain the illusion that every man, woman, and child is under in the United States. A long time ago, these bankers right here made booms and busts, which took the food out of the sovereign's belly by messing up the ecosystem, the nation that we lived in, so that their decision making would be skewed. They would make decisions they wouldn't ordinarily make under duress, coercion, threat, duress, and coercion. Okay? So just like the banks of a river control the water, the banks do not just control monetary assets. They control the minds and choice making of the sovereign people. And they do that from behind the scenes because they are in an illusion of freedom. All right? We'll go over this really quick. This is the illusion right here. I think this happened around 1933. In 1933, the United States started going through depressions caused by these bankers, so they would make a decision. We know that because these bankers already had the answer right here as soon as they were ready to make the bad decision for profit for the bankers. Okay? This impoverished nation has zero. It still has its land, its people, its ability to work, their intelligence, gross national product. They have the ability to go grow food. But then this Federal Reserve comes in and says, we will loan you money to go and buy more food or to do this or do whatever, which would never truly needed to happen. It was a very, very orchestrated illusion. To this, what I'm getting ready to say right here was the end of the nation called America, or USA. USA in the sense of a sovereign nation does not exist. If you was to call us the Federal Reserve, then you would say, okay, yes, the Federal Reserve exists. They are sovereign. They control what they do, how they do it, and when they do it, based on their own decisions. And they took that ability away from the sovereign people. So, if a country is impoverished and they have no monetary, no paper money, and the Federal Reserve comes in and says, okay, we're going to give you $10. We'll make this very simple. We're going to give you $10, but in 10 years, we want $15 back. Well, time goes by, and it's time to pay up to the Federal Reserve, who wants their interest of $5, and all you have is the $10 that they gave you. You will never be able to pay back that $15 that they've asked you to, because you only have what they gave you, which is the illusion of freedom, the illusion of voting, the illusion of a sovereign nation, and the illusion that you are a free man on the land. Okay? This is very simple. One of the first things that I learned. Every time you go and you vote and you do all this, you find somebody that will dissolve the Federal Reserve. Sorry about the messy writing, but you find somebody out there that will destroy, and all you have to do is you go and you tax the Fed at 4 to 5% interest. In a couple years, they will be dissolved. There will be no debt, and we could go on about our business. Well, let's go over some common sense things real quick. If you have a nation that is sovereign and they can grow their own food or do this or do that, paper money is not going to change anything. The only way that paper money changes anything is if this bank owns a bunch of other countries, and those countries are not going through what you are going through, and they can take assets from this country and this country, like food and water, and bring it over here and say that you owe them. And they are becoming trillionaires off of it. And owning all the important property, all the important patent, everything. So, with that, I hope everybody has a blessed day. Do your due diligence. Speak up about these things. If we don't, we could completely change our country and the world by doing this one simple thing. God bless.